To Terror by the Bay. I'm David. All right, this story goes back a way. It was inspired by a comment that I read from one of my videos that went up today about Marjorie Taylor Greene and, you know, probably like, is she going to be held accountable or what's her future looking like? So I could do a reading on her general future, which I probably will do with this one. But one thing I wanted to focus on was remember back in September of 2021 when the January 6th committee reached out to the phone companies and wanted the phone records of several Republican lawmakers. And Marjorie Taylor Greene basically said that if the phone companies complied, they're going to be shut down, and that's a promise. That members of Congress can have their personal cell phone data exposed just to hurt us politically. Let's see who was involved in this. There was a list of people involved with it, and it's the usual suspects. Come on, where are you? Oh, here we go. Lauren Boebert, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Jim Jordan. Tell me if you're color you surprised on any of these. Madison Cawthorn, Matt Gaetz, Louis Gohmert, Mo Brooks, Jody Heiss, Scott Perry, and Andy Biggs, and Paul Gosar. Murderer's row of people involved with the January 6th insurrection, apparently. But you don't lose your lunch over some subpoena like this unless you probably have something to hide. And mind you, Marjorie Taylor Greene was like, she was just sworn in like 2 days before or something like that, So how much trouble could you have gotten yourself in 2 days? Oh, that's right. You were attending all these meetings that Trump had going on. That may not work out so well for you. So I want to go. I hadn't started my channel, and I didn't start my channel until December 2022. This one predated my channel by a good 15 months. I've never read on it. I want to read on it now. What's going to be the fallout from the Justice card? Well, thank you. I'll leave that out. What's going to be the fallout from the January 6th subpoena of these phone records? Apparently, justice is one of the things that's going to fall out of this. Entertainment purposes only. What's the fallout from this? January 6th, obviously, they had those records to support their case, but I think there's a lot more we don't know about from that. What's my other signifier card going to be? The Empress. 2 major arcana. Empresses should be about making sure everybody's got enough, taking care of folks. Could also represent Russia, I suppose, in this one. But this is... Actually, no, I think this is the January 6th committee. I'm going to throw that one out as January 6th committee, and not because I want it to be Liz Cheney. Everybody drink. But the January 6th committee was a bipartisan committee for the express purpose of justice, subpoenaing these records from the phone companies to find out what's the story, what was going on with everything around the events of January 6th. That's what we've got going on here. What's going to cross this? The Knight of Wands. Things are progressing. They've got the information. I was asking whatever happened with these records, what's the fallout? It's progressing. From the January 6th to the Justice Department, information was shared, investigations progressed. Underneath it all is the 9 of Cups. I think there's a lot of there. There's a lot of information about who is lining up behind the leaders of the coup. They're going to find out who the leaders are, and they're going to find out who the lieutenants supporting them are. I can imagine Marjorie Taylor Greene would be rather upset by something like that. In the past, you've got the betrayal card. Now, for Ms. Greene, she acts like she's being betrayed because her personal information and freedoms are going to be exposed. No, I don't think that's it. You're on social media way too much. This is your betrayal to the country. This is the non-peaceful transfer of power, these events of January 6th, the insurrection, and the betrayal to the country, which is what the January 6th committee was looking at and shared with the Justice Department. Remember how it also the Justice Department could get docs that the January 6th committee couldn't get, and January 6th committee got docs that they could share with the Justice Department. There's like they weren't coordinating, but they were coordinating. They're coordinating. Current situation is the King of Cups. All this to try and prevent Biden from being seated as the president of the United States. Yep. So we're talking about we're definitely talking about the coup here at this point. The overarching energy is the Eight of Cups. The abandoning of norms that happened, the secrets, the people that were behind this. We got the Nine of Cups underneath it, and here you got the Eight of Cups. So they're going to know who's in charge of the coup and who the lieutenants are. And again, the whole point of this coup was the non-peaceful transfer of power. And when we came to a new administration, remember how they wouldn't let Biden sit in on any of the national security meetings and stuff like that? They kept not inviting him. Biden's doing the same is inviting Trump, but that's even before the transition. They wouldn't set up meetings with the Biden transition team. Just being jerks, but maybe also to hide stuff too. Lesson to be learned. Knight of Pentacles. Oh, the reason why I have two signifier cards is the Justice card popped out. So I wanted to leave that as a signifier, but I wanted a second signifier card. Lesson to be learned is the Page of Pentacles. Follow the money. Thing about coups, they have to be funded. Who funded them? Did Ginny Thomas really pay for a bunch of buses? We should look into that. Who paid for the Proud Boys to get out there? Who paid for the 3%ers to get out there? Who paid for all these militias to come out here? Who paid for, the hotel rooms, the protecting Ronnie Jackson, Roger Stone. There's a wealth of information that was, I think what this also saying is, there was a wealth of information received by the subpoenas, and it's actionable. Outcome is the Seven of Cups. The lunacy of the day, the lack of integrity, the integrity. I think in the end what this is saying is these phone records are, they're shining a light on people's intentions, their real intentions. You can fake integrity to some degree, plausible deniability. The phone records paint a picture so that it makes it harder for you to say something was an innocent mistake or not. So again, we have the Eight of Cups, the Nine of Cups, the Eight of Cups, and the Seven of Cups. 9 overarching energy. So you've got the underlying energy, the overarching energy, and the outcome. This could very well mean that if there were like nine lieutenants in there, they're going to bust 7 of them. Why not all 9? Because 1 or 2 of them may have flipped and got themselves a better deal. Or there's enough plausible deniability that they can get themselves out of it. But I think the lieutenants, how many lieutenants were here on this one? Let's see. Boebert, Green, Jordan, Cawthorn, Gates, Gomert, Mo Brooks, Jody Heiss, Scott Perry, Andy Biggs, Paul Gosar, 11. So, darn, it doesn't add up to 9. But I think a majority of them are in trouble, shall we say. Okay. What is Marjorie Taylor Greene's, what's the energy around Marjorie Taylor Greene currently? What's going on with her in her life? She's clearly crushing hard on Hunter Biden, just can't get his phone number. And, she gave his dad her phone number on the back of that pen, but I don't think he gave it to his son. What does the girl have to do? I mean, she clearly likes him. She has his picture up on her wall. She probably looks at it every night. I'm so sorry. I'm just so sorry. Oh. This is why you don't do porn, Hunter. You never know who's going to watch it and have a crush on you. I don't think she's your type. Just saying. What's the energy of Marjorie Taylor Greene? I just Shell's yelling at me. I never get it. The silliness, the absolute silliness, the middle school girl crush, and how she treats that guy. Oh God. Uh, energy of Marjorie Taylor Greene. What's going on with that? Um, Seven of Coins. Evaluating her finances, evaluating her values, evaluating her options. She's evaluating things. I don't think it's health. I think it's wealth. Wealth or value. She's evaluating things. What's crossing it? Five of Swords. Okay, it's election time. There's financial issues coming up with her. And she's evaluating that. Maybe it's she's fundraising, getting ready for the election. I don't know if she's running opposed or not. I don't think she is. I mean, it's funny. She'll fundraise like crazy. She doesn't need to raise a bunch of money because she's in a very protected district, and the Democrats doesn't really stand a chance against her, not in the current state of things. But winner takes all. It's almost like I need to get all the money I can get. I need to get everything I could get while I can still get it. Because it may be a point where I can't get this anymore. So I need as much as I can get. It's like a greediness with her. Underneath is the Fool card. I don't know if she's taking a new journey. It's possible. Could be something that she's doing that's foolish. She says fool things. She just does. But there might be a new... You know what? I'll leave this in the positive. She's starting a new chapter on her life. She's gathering up her nuts, her acorns here. And, yeah, she'll leave no bridge unburned in the process. In the past, interesting, Four of Coins. Holding information, holding things of value down. Now, I say information because I'm still focused on the January 6th case. But there could be a lot of information about her out there, and she's starting to get nervous about that. If she was served a target letter or a letter to come talk to the DOJ, she could be trying to raise money because she's going to fight these things in court. She's been trying to keep the information and stuff like that on the down low, probably even reducing expenses to have a bigger war chest. Now I have to go look to see what her fundraising's been looking like. Hang on for a second. Okay. It double clicked. Otherwise you're going to see me typing on going, Thar. Okay. Looking at Open Secrets fundraising in 2023 through 2024. She's raised $3.25 million. She spent $4.5 million, has $700,000 cash on hand, and has $550,000 in debts. She had quite a prolific fundraising campaign in 2022, and she still tends to out fundraise other members of the House. So you've got that coming on for her. So she's got money. She's got money on hand. And she's trying to figure out, I think, again, trying to figure out how to raise more money. Holding on to things. Current situation, Ace of Swords. You got to keep not reinventing yourself, but you have to keep coming up with new crusades to go on to get people to give you their money. In looking at it, most of her money does come from small donors, $200 or less. By the way, hers is the Save America Stop Socialism pack. That's her pack. What a great name. So, yeah. So she comes up with her new crusades. That's why she's on the news all the time. That's why she's on social media all the time, because it's how she raises money. She tries to keep herself relevant. Current situation, or the overarching energy of this situation, is the Hanged Man. Willing sacrifice, looking at things from a different perspective. I'm thinking, given this Fool card, that she's getting ready to start a new journey on her life. I think she's looking at things differently than she has before. Again, if there's an investigation into her, the sword of truth is here. She might have to make herself a willing sacrifice in order to avoid consequences, severe consequences. But she's going to give the public facing of keeping up her crusades and, looking at things differently than the way anybody else looks at it. Ooh, pair of aces, huh? Lesson to be learned, the Ace of Wands. The actions that you take define the consequences facing you. Ooh. Hermit. Things are going to be found out. So, if we read this as her public facing is she's doing a lot of fundraising. She's got to stop the steal. She's got to stop the United States from becoming a communist, socialist country. And only she can do it. She held on to money from 2022 to help fund her 2024 campaign. She needs to keep coming up with new crusades in order to keep her fundraising going on. She will continue to view the world events in a different manner than anybody else does, because that's what keeps her kind of special and relevant. And she's going to just keep pounding the table with her stick. She's just always going to be out there. Always looking, never retreating, never being quiet, always looking forward to the next thing. That's kind of her jam. That's what she does. Now, if we look at this from a target letter point of view, I think they're looking at her finances and they're looking at what she's done and who she's been doing it with. This, again, I believe this would deal with January 6th, but in the non-peaceful transfer of power, she's got secrets, things of value that she's been hiding. The Justice Department is on top of her probably with like a target letter of some sort or a subpoena to come in and talk. And she's got a choice. She can continue to not give straight answers, or maybe she just throws herself on the sword and says cuts the best deal she can get. Because in the end of the day, again, your actions are who you are. What you did, it's not what you say, it's what you did. That's going to be her big problem. It's going to be the thing that decides for her. And they are going to find out what her secrets are. The things that she's tried to keep hidden, close together, they're going to find out what they are. Up to her how she handles it. Foolishly, if she tries to fight this and goes down with the ship, she's going to pay a price for that. If she flips, she can start maybe a new chapter on her life, but that chapter is not going to involve politics, and it's not going to involve the MAGA crowd. But now the funny thing is that the MAGA crowd seems to be rather forgiving of people that flip on Donald Trump, as long as you tell them that you didn't flip on him. It's kind of weird. Kind of like how Lindsey Graham doesn't talk much about what he told the Georgia RICO grand juries, but he's out there defending Trump. So is he a traitor to Trump? Or is he not a traitor to Trump? Who knows? Nobody knows. It's kind of like the some insurrectionists that apologize to the judge, and then they go on some podcast later on. I'm sorry, Judge. I got caught up. I made a mistake. I'm a good person. I won't do that again. Then they go, yeah, go Trump, man. I'm going to vote for him again. Totally lied to the judge. Judge bought it hook, line, and sinker. That kind of thing. So which one do you believe? Do you believe what he told the judge, or do you believe what he told the podcaster? And he's not under oath with the podcaster. Marjorie Taylor Greene. With January 6th, what was the spiritual lesson she was supposed to take away from the January 6th events? Let's see what we got going down there. The Lover's card. Oh my. If only, if only she had been supportive of Joe Biden, maybe she would have gotten his son's phone number. It's the relationships. Who you've tied yourself to. What agreements have you come up to? She had an opportunity to come in and make a difference. She is going to be a firebrand. She had the opportunity to come in and make a difference. A positive difference. Not a negative difference, a positive difference. Yep, young person, new voice, new energy coming in to push forward their agenda. Interesting. Ace of Swords, coming up with her crusades, her new crusades, the things she was going to do differently. And, go forward and make changes. Bringing down, I guess, the old way of doing things that wasn't working well anymore. She was going to be a star. Look at all these major arcana in an ace. She was given a great opportunity. A great opportunity to make a big difference. Now, I don't know how that would look, because this woman does not strike me as a deep thinker. She's very reactionary. But I guess because she's reactionary, she has some type of charisma because people follow her. She could have been loud and obnoxious. I don't want to say ugly, but loud and obnoxious, but for positive things. Fighting for women's rights, for instance. Fighting for people to vote and stuff like that. And just, getting in people's grills. Can you imagine her going after Kevin McCarthy for not doing... Well, she already has gone after McCarthy for not doing what she wants. But not from a supporting Donald Trump or a selfish point of view, doing it for the benefit of others. But that's not. I don't believe that's what happened here. This is a corrupted relationship. She didn't bite the apple of truth. So, the company you keep. This is about the company you keep. Ace of Swords. You can have your ideas, your grand ideas, but if you're keeping lousy company, your grand ideas are going to be corruptible ideas. You go forward with that, and you're tearing things down, but you're not... Instead of tearing down the... the institutions that help people. Maybe, you know what? I'm going to read this as a positive. She's made the right relationships. She had the right ideas and went forward, and she's tearing down the old stuff that doesn't work anymore. She is a chaos agent, and she has been a catalyst in tearing down old government standards and ideas. She's a star in that regard. This is kind of like, this is who she is, and this is what she does. She is a destroyer. She's a demolition crew. Now you're saying, how are you reading that as a positive? Let's rebuild things better. We would never voluntarily take down Social Security or Medicare or anything along those lines because too many people depend on it. So what do we end up doing? We end up bolting stuff on and making this janky, rickety construction. And and Marjorie Taylor Greene's a chaos agent. She's going to go in there with a sledgehammer and just start smashing everything and sending it to the ground. A lot of people get hurt. She did not do it in a benevolent way. She did it in the most chaotic way possible. But by doing that, we have an opportunity to move forward with better ideas. Because of that destruction, we can actually move forward with better ideas and build something better. So, as much as you want to hate on Marjorie Taylor Greene, maybe we should be appreciative of her. Because she has, like Donald Trump, she has used her strength of personality to attack the very foundations of things in this country and try and topple things over, and maybe we can rebuild from the rubble. I guess the hard part is the you have to live through the demolition. You don't get to move out of the house into the Ritz Carlton while they're demoing the house. You have to live through the kitchen remodel. All the divorces happen that way. Just saying. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. We're gonna leave it here. I'm not gonna read any more on Marjorie Taylor Greene. That's enough for me. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for your likes, shares, comments, everything you do to feed the YouTube algorithm so that my video makes it out to a wider audience. To folks just discovering this channel for the first time, welcome. I hope you found this reading insightful, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.